Your absence in my life screamed louder than your presence ever did. I loved your shadow more than your light could ever show me. The stranger you became was a silent storm breaking my soul. Your hidden truth is a wound that still bleeds inside me. I reached for your heart, but found only locked doors. The profile I saw hid the love I'll never hold again. You vanished behind screens while I was still holding on. Your silence whispered betrayals, louder than your words. I mourned the us that lived only in my dreams. Behind your smile was a secret I wasn't meant to know. The real you was a ghost haunting my memories. I loved the idea of us more than the reality you hid. Your secrets built walls no love could break through. I discovered your truth, and it shattered my soul's foundation. You were a stranger wearing the mask of my love. Your private world was a chasm I couldn't bridge. I held onto illusions while your silence grew louder. The you I found wasn't mine to keep, only to grieve. Your hidden self was a wound wrapped in mystery. I loved a ghost that vanished behind your private veil. The truth you hid was a shadow over my heart's light. Your silence was the loudest goodbye I never heard. I chased your secret until my own heart broke. The stranger you became destroyed the love I built. Behind your profile lay a love I'll never recover. I loved what I couldn't reach and lost what I held dear. Your hidden life was a storm drowning my hope. I discovered your secrets and lost the peace I sought. You hid from me, and I drowned in your silence. The you I loved was a shadow fading in the dark. Your private world was a mystery that broke my trust. I loved you through lies until the truth broke me. Your silence was a wound no words could heal. I mourned the love that lived only behind your screen. The stranger in your profile was the pain I carried home. I found your hidden truth and lost my own reflection. Your secrets were the silence between our love's heartbeat. I held on to a stranger, thinking it was you. The real you was a ghost behind locked doors. Your private self was a mystery I couldn't solve. I loved a shadow you cast, not the light you hid. Your silence screamed the distance I couldn't cross. I discovered your truth and watched love quietly die. You weren't the one I hoped for, but the lesson I needed. Your hidden life tore apart the story we never told. I loved the idea of you more than the person you hid. The stranger behind your screen broke the trust we built. Your silence was the final word in a story unfinished. I found a ghost where I thought you would be. Your secrets turned love into a distant memory. I chased your hidden face until my soul grew tired. The profile I saw was a door closing on us. I loved what you showed, not what you hid. Your silence was the wound no healing could reach. The you I discovered wasn't mine, it was a stranger's story. I mourned the love that lived in shadows, not light. Your secrets were the silence that broke my heart. I held onto illusions while your truth slipped away. The stranger behind your profile was the end of my dreams. I loved a ghost that vanished behind your hidden life. Your silence screamed louder than any words could say. I discovered your truth and lost my own. You weren't the love I imagined, but the ache I feel. The private you was a mystery that tore us apart. I loved the shadow of you, not the light you hid. Your secrets built a distance no love could cross. I found you, but not the person I needed. Your hidden self was a wound wrapped in silence. I loved a stranger I thought I knew. The you I found was a mystery I couldn't solve. Your silence was louder than the truth you hid. I discovered your private profile and found a stranger instead. The ghost behind your screen broke my fragile trust. I loved through illusions until the truth broke me. Your silence was a door I wasn't ready to open. I held on to you, but you were never really mine. Your secrets tore apart the story we never told. I loved the dream of you, not the reality you hid. The stranger behind your profile was the loss I never expected. I discovered your truth and mourned our fiction. Your private profile held the distance between your heart and mine. You hid pieces of yourself, leaving me with fragments. I loved a stranger I thought was mine. The you I found was a mystery I couldn't solve. Your secrets were the silence between my words. I loved you through screens until the real you slipped away. Your hidden self was a ghost I couldn't hold. The person I found was a stranger in love's disguise. I discovered your secrets and lost my own peace. You weren't the love I expected, but the pain I needed. Your silence was a chasm I couldn't cross. I loved the shadow of you more than your light. Behind your hidden world, I found only coldness. The real you lived behind walls I couldn't climb. My dear, I saw the hidden you, and the stranger broke my heart in silence. Your secrets whispered lies louder than your truth ever dared to speak. Behind your smile, I found shadows darker than my deepest fears. The real you hid in pixels. I mourned the love I never held. Your unseen world shattered every illusion I clung to. I loved a ghost behind a screen, not the soul beneath. The person you showed was a mirage. My heart cracked from thirst. Your hidden self was a silent storm I never prepared to weather. I wanted the whole you, but found fragments of a stranger instead. The mask you wore online was thicker than the distance between us. I searched for truth in your profile, found only beautiful lies. The real you never needed to be discovered, only understood. Your secret profile screamed the silence you couldn't voice aloud. In your privacy, I lost the closeness I once dreamed of. You built walls where I thought we shared windows. The person I loved disappeared in the shadow of your hidden profile. My heart crumbled when your private world became a stranger's land. I held on to your image, but it was just a ghostly reflection. The you I found wasn't mine. It belonged to a mystery no one touched. I chased a silhouette that vanished behind private doors. The truth you hid was heavier than any confession. Your unseen life made our story a painful fiction. You were an enigma wrapped in silence, and I was lost in the riddle. The private parts of you felt colder than the space between us. I saw your real face in the cracks of your hidden world. The profile I found was a puzzle missing its heart. You're not who I thought, yet I still ache for the us we never had. Your secrets built a distance no love could cross. I found you, but only to lose the dream I carried. Your hidden truth was the wound beneath my smiles. Behind your privacy, I felt a loneliness I never deserved. You hid from me in the spaces between your posts. The you I glimpsed was a stranger's face in my mirror. Your silence screamed the distance I tried to bridge. I loved the idea of you, not the reality you concealed. Your private profile was a door I wasn't meant to open. You weren't the love I expected, but the lesson I needed. The truth you shielded was a knife that cut our story short. I mourned the version of you that never existed. You hid pieces of yourself where I couldn't reach. Your secrets turned my trust into ash. The you behind closed accounts was the ghost haunting my dreams. I discovered you, but lost the love I thought was ours. Your hidden world was a shadow drowning our light. The you I met was a stranger wearing my memories. I wanted to see you fully, but you vanished behind silence. Your secret life was a wound I never healed. The truth you hid was a silent goodbye. I loved what I couldn't hold, your private self. Behind your profile, I found absence dressed as mystery. You weren't mine to discover, but my heart did anyway. I chased your hidden face until my soul grew tired. The you I knew was a flicker lost in your shadows. Your private profile was a silent storm breaking my calm. I found you, but not the person I needed. You hid in silence, and I drowned in questions. The stranger behind your screen broke my fragile trust. You weren't the love I imagined, but the lesson I needed. Your secrets erased the lines I drew between us. I lost you in the space between what was shown and hidden. Your silence was louder than the promises you never kept. I reached for you, but touched only echoes. The truth you hid shattered my heart like glass. Behind your private profile, I saw the distance growing. I loved you through screens until the real you slipped away. Your hidden self was a ghost I couldn't hold. The person I found was a stranger in love's disguise. I discovered your secrets and lost my own peace. You weren't the love I expected, but the pain I needed. Your silence was a door I wasn't ready to open. I loved the shadow of you more than your light. Behind your hidden world, I found only coldness. The real you lived behind walls I couldn't climb. I discovered your truth and mourned our fiction. Your private profile held the distance between your heart and mine. You hid pieces of yourself, leaving me with fragments. I loved a stranger I thought was mine. The you I found was a mystery I couldn't solve. Your secrets were the silence between my words. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. I found your private world, but it wasn't the home I imagined. Your hidden life whispered goodbyes louder than any farewell. You weren't mine to know, yet I carried your shadow. The stranger behind your profile was the loss I never expected. I loved the dream of you, not the reality you hid. Your private self was a secret I mourned silently. I discovered your truth and lost my peace.